Hello, everyone. Pastor George here, and today we have our Thursday mailbag, and we have a good question from Elijah this week. Elijah says and wrote me, he said, "Evening, Pastor George. I had a question for mailbag. What does Scripture say about dreams? Can dreams have meaning? Does God talk to us through them?" This is actually a really good question. Good stuff. So, what does Scripture say about dreams? Well, actually, if you read through the Bible, right, you see dreams play a pretty important role in a lot of stories. Obviously, you have like kind of the old big hits from the New Testament, right? So you have Joseph, who is able to, he has dreams himself, which shows his own importance, and he and that kind of gets him in trouble with his brothers, right? And then he gets taken to Egypt, and then he becomes an interpreter of dreams for Pharaoh. And you have other important people that are made interpreter of dreams, like Daniel becomes an interpreter of dreams. Of course, the wise men in the New Testament are warned in a dream to not return to Herod, right, and instead go back to their country by another route. Dreams play a pretty important role. Can dreams have meaning? Yes, and I don't, of course, like a lot of people believe that dreams can have meaning. I think maybe what Elijah is getting at here is his last question is, does God talk to us through them, right? Because like psychologists and say stuff will say that dreams can have meaning, but I think we as Christians can believe that God can use dreams as a vehicle for communicating truth, and this is not a common thing in like Western culture. And I actually believe that God can use different things for people who are more receptive to them, right? So I think like as people who grow up in the United States, we are taught from a very early age that dreams are nonsense, right? Like we make fun of them and stuff like that, and that they can't be looked at for any sort of wisdom. They're kind of just these things that your brain does at night to recycle itself and things like that. But I know in other cultures, dreams play a very important role in understanding kind of things that are going on. And I know personally of at least one story where dreams play a pretty important role in conversion. One of the guys I've talked about on this program, like I have a show on this series before, is Nabil Qureshi, who is a evangelist who was a Muslim and he became a Christian, and he chalks up the final push to him becoming a Christian as a dream that God sent him that basically mirrored the wedding feast from the Gospel of Matthew or Luke. I can't remember which one. I think it was Matthew. And he says that is the thing. And in Middle Eastern and Pakistani culture, which he comes from, dreams are considered really important because they also believe that the God of Islam talks to them through dreams and things like that. So I know in other cultures, I believe that God can certainly use dreams to talk to people, and I think that even in our culture, God can use dreams to talk to people. I have actually been asked one time during my life as a pastor so far in these past 2 years to interpret someone's dream, which is not a gift I have for, but the person walked me through it, and I went, well, if you think this is coming from God, then this is what this would mean if I could take a guess and take a stab at it or whatever, right? And so I think it's really interesting because I do believe that God can talk to us through them. It takes discernment to understand, what type of dream is coming from, is it just our brains decompressing, or is it actually a dream from God? I think that it certainly can be, and it certainly can be in cultures where people are more receptive. I think God could use those more. But maybe some of us have had dreams where we believe that there was a spiritual significance to it or something like that. I'm not one to just kind of throw the baby out with the bathwater. Have I had a lot of nonsense dreams? Yes. Have all of them been nonsense? No, not really. So yeah, God can talk to us through them. I guess I can serve as the church's dream interpreter for the time being. So good question, Elijah. I will see you guys next week for more Theologs, and have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you all on Sunday, of course. Peace out.